And we're back. Fight Junkies, baby.
Who you with?
Oh, shit. I'm with the Game Changer MMA. Power Slap's most viral slapper is in the house.
You already know.
My boy Reese, man. I'm so stoked to have you in. How you been, brother?
Man, I've been blessed, brother. I can't complain. Thank you for having me. I know we've been trying to do this for a minute. We finally able to make it happen.
Yeah, we've definitely we've went to press conferences and done a whole bunch of shit, but we haven't had you in studio.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to have you in here, man. How's everything been going, man?
Man, you know, it's the journey, man. So I'm not complaining. I'm just enjoying every step of the way. You take the good with the bad.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about yourself. I know, but for the viewers, you are from
Battle Creek, Michigan.
Battle Creek, Michigan.
Originally, yeah. A lot of people like to say Detroit because they only know Detroit and Michigan, but I'm originally from Battle Creek, Michigan. It's the cereal city. We feed the world.
That's dope.
You know, so like I was conceived in Saginaw. My mom, she left Saginaw and went to Battle Creek, and I was born there. And from that moment on, my life just really became a fight. I've been struggling since I was born. You know, my mom, I vividly remember my house being raided when I was barely 1 year old, you know, having a gun pointed in my face and just going through the struggles of being adopted and being in foster care and being back in the system and just going through that and trying to find myself. Then this is where we're at today.
Yeah, so if people don't know, you are, even though you were in Power Slap, you're a pro MMA fighter.
Yeah.
Tell me about how you got into. I know you've obviously been fighting your whole life. It's just a way of life for some people. Mm-hmm. When did it change? And you decided, oh shit, I'm pretty good at this. Let me make this a career choice.
Man, I really never thought I was actually good at doing cage fighting. I just thought it was something I could do because I seen it was on TV. You know, I just had graduated high school. A lot of my friends were like going to colleges and stuff like that. And I'm like really trying to find my next step in life, you know? So I'm like, I was getting denied left and right for jobs. And it was just like things wasn't really looking good for me at the early part of that. And then I had a friend, he was doing MMA. His name was Joe Witt in Michigan. I felt like he could have been in the UFC for real. And he was a very big superstar in our area at the time. And he used to come over where we was at, and he just always used to try to encourage me to get in the cage because I used to go out every weekend and knock people out anyway. And we would all be together in big groups, and we'd get in college fights and with people and stuff. So it was like, and I was just never the person to get hurt. So he was like, bro, I think you really should do MMA. And I'm thinking like, dog, I can't do cage fighting. I don't think that's for me for real. So long story short, I go to a couple of his shows, and the energy that I get from watching him, I'm like, I can't watch him fight, bro. Like I couldn't watch it because one of his fights, I think he lost or something weird happened and people started surrounding the cage and I was literally the first person inside the cage. And then not even that, just like how the people that were there to watch it, the fans, they were all thinking that I was a fighter anyway. So that was just like, man, you know what? This is a sign. I should take this and go with it. And that's when I made the step. I think I trained for like 2 weeks at whatever gym I thought that was pretty decent in our area, and I took my first amateur fight, April 20th, 2012. It was my first amateur fight, and I won Fight of the Night.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Damn, so you've been scrapping for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the fight game. As I'm, host the show and have been inducted into the fight world, I'm learning it's so much more than fighting. Fighting is like 5%.
Man.
Winning is a lot, but fighting alone is just so.
It takes a lot to even get to the point to win. For real. Everybody thinks like when you watch fighting, it's like something that you could just pick up and just start doing. And if I would have knew that this journey would have been the way it was, I would have stayed in a factory. I would have never pursued my dreams, because I just jumped out here not knowing how to swim. I never wrestled in high school. I didn't have no real background besides knocking people out in the streets and getting in fights in juvenile and stuff and never losing. So that was in my mind, gave me an inclination. I had what it took, but then when I started the sport, it's like I didn't know how to swim. I jumped in the ocean not knowing how to swim, but I was ready and willing to figure it out because I didn't want to put 20 years into a factory.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'd rather invest trying to figure this out and make this happen. And it was an itch that I got to scratch. And I got positive reaction and positive feedback from people, and that made me feel good because I never was a kid to get praises, So positive affirmations really helps a kid grow, And when I started doing MMA, I started getting the recognition that I've been looking for, and that type of positivity from people, you know. So that really fueled me, and I wanted to keep getting more of that, you know. So I'm addicted to that feeling.
Yeah, it's a drug.
Yeah,
in a positive way.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I've been in a lot of dumb shit growing up in Jersey, and it was all negative. You know, it was all crazy parties and somebody fighting over beer pong and
somebody touched my boy girl butt, and stumping them out. You know,
wild
just
shit,
crazy stuff.
Pulling shit off houses to hit people. Yeah, crazy shit. It was wild, man, and that was before cameras. You know,
yeah, that was way before cameras.
That was like 2001, 2002. And I had a similar itch, and that's why I went into the military. I knew there was something more for me, but I wanted to get in the fight, especially being, you know, a part with 9/11 and my dad. I was like, I got to get the hell out of Jersey, because everybody was saying they were all getting in trouble. Some were going into the gang life. Some guys were getting killed. Some guys were, you know, and I by no means came up rough. My dad was a cop, single dad. My grandma raised us. I just gravitated toward cops' kids are the worst.
You think so?
Oh, bro, I'm one of them.
That's what they say about preacher kids.
Especially a white boy with a cop dad before all the face tattoos. Yeah. Bro,
I'm getting away with
you
everything.
Can't do shit to me, man. Call my daddy. What's up? Yeah, man. I mean, my friends used to be like, yo, my last name's Oberhofer, so my nickname's OB.
Yeah, okay.
And if we were going out to a party or wherever, everyone's like, yo, I'm going with OB, because if we get pulled over, he's straight. Yeah. Bro, I know this is off topic, but I'm going to tell this story. My 18th birthday, my dad had he was like closed in on retirement, and he had a house built in Pennsylvania in the Poconos.
Okay.
Like a little ranch. And I took the key and went up there for my 18th birthday.
Okay.
And I was dating some crazy chick. So I had this crazy chick in the front. I had my pit bull, and I had like 4 of my boys just stacked in the back seat. No, in the back seat.
Y'all piled up in one car?
And everyone's we're smoking. There's like beer cans, all kinds of shit. And we get literally 10 minutes from the house. It's a 3-hour drive. We were just like literally partying the whole way up there. And I get pulled over for speeding. Everyone's like, we're all going to jail. There's no way. There's weed on the dashboard, empty cans, and the cop comes up, and we have PBA cards, which you get from if your family's. It's a police beneficial association. So if you're a cop and you get these cards, you give them to your family members. So if you get pulled over,
you can just hand it.
You hand it with your license. And I mean, my dad was in 9/11, so a lot of the cops respected the guys that were in the rubble.
Yeah,
they weren't gonna, fuck with a kid.
They weren't gonna mess with that.
Yeah, so I gave him that. The guy comes back up, and we're like, I'm thinking he's about to pull us out. We're screwed. He looks me in the eye, looks around, and he goes, slow down, watch out for the deer, and hands me my shit back and walks away. Everybody in the car, even me, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And that was it. We bounced, went to the house, started partying for a few days. Yeah, man. So everybody wanted to roll. So cops' kids are the worst. Yeah.
He was the man.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
You definitely the man.
That shit was why I haven't thought about that in 20 years. Fuck.
That's nuts, dog.
Literally, I'll be 38 next year. So it's been 20 years. Fuck.
Wow.
But I think it's good fighting, especially now. It's so much bigger than when we were younger.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember back in the day, the pride and like all that. It wasn't that big. It wasn't a career. Mm-hmm. It was like
something you did.
Something you did on the side. Oh, you're a plumber, but you're fighting.
Yeah. Now
for kids that have that thing, the broken homes and the anger and the pain inside, they have like a really good
outlet.
I didn't do good in school, so I probably wouldn't have been. I would have been kicked off wrestling team, and I've never been that tough kid anyway. I was small and frail, and I would just throw a chair at you if I had to, but. It was more like the jockey kids who had their parents in good homes and they like went to college. Like that was just not how I was. We had a broken home. It was a good life, but those people like they have dinner with mom and dad every night. Like I never had that shit ever.
I've never had that.
Yeah, never. No, we ate mac and cheese. Mac and cheese with Spam.
Yeah.
But I always wondered. Burgers. Like those kids now, I think those are the kids that are into the mixed martial arts community because it's so big. Yeah. There's so many people like us who came up harder, obviously, and have that shit inside of us.
Yeah.
And that's why I think for the military, back in the day, they recruited people that were going to go to prison. They were
And
good
it's
soldiers.
because I tried to get recruited when I was 18, and they were like, "Dude, you got a felony. We can't have you."
Yeah.
And they didn't like that I had 14 assault and batteries already at that time too. They were like, "Dude, we can't have you in here. You might kill one of us." I'm like, "Dude, I'm not even that crazy like that. I'm just
hurting.
I'm hurting. And I'm looking for something. You know, I needed guidance. I needed something I was going to kind of like give my daughter something to be proud of me about. You know, because I just had a kid at that time too. So, and like,
how'd that change your life?
man, it changed my life drastically because I had to really think about what I was doing, you know, and what I wanted to do and how I was going to give her a better life than mine that I had, you know, and what can I do to do that? And I'm like, the only thing I can do is put myself in position to be seen, you know, at this point, you know, because I was so far along. I didn't have any, like, for a kid to be successful in playing sports, you need at least one parent to give a fuck. You know, I didn't have anybody giving a fuck about me. And I was a dog in football. I was just a raw athlete with no training, no nothing. I just was good at what I did. I was good at basketball. I was good at football. If I wrestled, I know I would have been a beast in that because I was benching 300 in high school at 16 years old, you know, I guess that was from just being from lockup doing all the push-ups or whatever. But yeah. I just never been a weak person, you know, so. And for a minute, I thought I probably wanted to be a bodybuilder, but then I remember one time I got in the shower after being so swole, I was like, I could barely wash my own like back. I could reach around. I was like, I can't do this. I was like, that ain't the move, you know. And I thought I wanted to go to the NBA until I failed at a dunk, and I dunked one time, and then the second time I was like, let me solidify it and try to do it again and make sure I could do it again. And then my finger got caught where the rim is at and split my middle finger nail right down the middle. And that's when I gave up dreams of trying to be a basketball player. And I was still kind of like, that's when I was in the boys' home. And I was still kind of holding on to like thinking I can get a scholarship to go like to Michigan State or something and play football. Because I was a dog at throwing, running, or hitting. It didn't matter. You
were dreaming. You needed a custom auto.
Yeah.
Like Mike Tyson.
I just needed somebody to give a fuck, bro.
That's Mike Tyson, man. He came up, you know, in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Super hard. It's nicer now, but you know, I spent most of my summers in Brooklyn. My whole family's from Brooklyn.
Okay.
And it was a different life out there. But he had that same dream to do something, and Custom Auto, his famous coach, you know, that guided him. You just didn't. Unfortunately, you didn't get that structure. Yeah.
Because like where I'm from, specifically, there's literally that's the city of average Joes. Like it's not. Nobody's there has any serious connections to what you see on TV. These are people that go to work every day and they come home and they turn on the TV. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're not dreaming. They're not active dreamers. They're just like, if they do got any ambition and goals, it's not to make it happen. It's just a thought. And there's like, I'm going to go to work and punch this clock. Yeah. And that's what I'm going to go do. I just never had that part of me where I could be gritty like that to think like I'm just going to give up and just be normal, you know? And
we just had this conversation in the car.
I could never just do that, bro. I'd never been able to be like, I'm just going to be normal, bro. And I even just tried that just recently after my daughter just grilled me on her 16th birthday. And I was just like, dog, what am I going to do now? You know, she's like, no, we too close now. We're closer than we ever have been. Keep going. And that's my daughter.
That's dope.
You know? So.
Yeah, the women in our life. I got 2 daughters. They inspire me, that's for sure. And my wife, she's my rock, man. That's why I'm so grateful to have a path now, because she was with us when, I was going through custody battles, living in Texas with no money at all, you know, living in a trailer, like not even like a big trailer, like a fifth wheel camper, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to get Venmo from whoever just so we can grab some pizza and get some gas. Like she struggled with me through my ups and downs, and she saw the tears, and you know, it's hard seeing someone you love go through so much, fighting to see their own daughter, and then she gave me a daughter, you know. So
yeah, that was a blessing.
Yeah, man, it's good to have somebody that's got your 6. That's why I wanted you here, because I got your 6, bro.
And you know what's so crazy, Bobby? I know that, bro. I really do know that, bro. I can feel it, bro. When you hit me up, and then when we went to the press conference, I said, Bobby fucking with me. I said that we're gonna make this work, and I really trust the universe that I'm going to get my own people. Like what we was talking about. I'm like, I'm going to have my team, and I think you part of my team, Bobby.
Yeah, we need that.
We need that, bro, for
especially
real.
Out here, I tell people, like, granted, it's part of the business, you know, being in the podcasting realm and content creator, but there's so many fake people, man, that just want to be heard and tell some bogus-ass, stupid-ass story that nobody is going to relate to. Like, nobody gives a shit, man.
No, they don't.
Nobody cares. And you can tell by looking at someone if they're a dog, if they've been through some stuff. And most of us, I don't even want to talk about it.
No, like, I don't want to.
I live that shit.
I like to pretend that it never happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear a friggin' fake, Rolex
I'm
from Ross.
Like y'all.
Facts. I don't want to fuck all that, man.
Right.
So it's cool to be in a position to where I can have people that I see greatness in and try to, and that's why I wanted to get you on. So I've been ramping up some of the Power Slap stuff this week. And I've been following Power Slap, but, I didn't want to dive head first into something unless I fully believed in it. And it took me a little while. And I was like, holy shit, this is big time.
Yeah, it's big.
Big. Power Slap is, I think, one of the biggest sports entertainment shows in the world in probably the fastest amount of time ever.
You know why, though?
Dana White.
That too, but I really think, like, from listening to a lot of people, like, I listen to a lot of older people, speaking of Marvin, older people, talk, and people that see that's from the streets, they tell you, they're like, man, we grew up doing this on the block. You know what I mean? Like, slap fighting just phased out in the 80s, like, in the late 90s, late 80s, early 90s, slap fighting phased out because we were still in the hood slapping each other. You know what I mean? So that was definitely something that phased out of the neighborhood. Like open chest, punching niggas in the chest and shit like that.
Yeah, one arm behind your back, smacking each other at a party.
Yeah.
You're 12 natty lights deep and you're smacking the shit out of your boy.
Yeah, so it's like, that's probably why I think, and a lot of people don't probably realize that, but that's probably why it's taken off so well, because slap fighting has really been around longer than people realize. It just never became a sport. It was just something guys did amongst each other as a rite of passage or toughness, to try to see who's the pussy on the block.
Yeah. You remember when this is gonna sound horrible for people, but remember when we used to like drop a cigarette in between your arm and your boys, a lit cigarette, and see who would pull away first? Bro, I still got a big we did a whole
big burn.
I got a big circle right there. We did a whole Newport 100. And we dropped it at a party trying to be cool in front of some chicks, and man, that shit hurt so bad. But and then we put it out. Damn, we were
crazy,
ridiculous back then.
But that's the type of shit I feel like needs to come back into America, especially with the guys, for guys anyway, because it's a lot of soft pussy guys out here, man. Like mama's boys, and it's just guys are they're acting like women. They want sympathy and they're not men anymore. Men are not trying to be men. And I can agree with Sean Strickland in that. I don't agree with a lot of stuff he says, but I think putting order back, getting structure back in America is important, especially with the men in the house, and just letting other people understand. Just because you might be feeling a certain way today doesn't mean you need to soak in that for the rest of the next 20 years of your life.
Hell no.
You need to get past that, get through that, overcome that, and find the greatness on the other side of that.
People are weak, man. The day that I lost the rights to my daughter after 7 years of fighting, I did a podcast.
That's dope. You didn't stop. That would have broke a lot of people, bro.
It broke me.
But I'm talking about broke where it's like I'm broke and I'm not doing anything else after this, bro.
Yeah, I literally spoke to the attorneys, and after 7 years of fighting for my little girl, I lost the battle. And that same day I did a podcast and came in here and smiled with $20 in my account. Because what am I going to do?
What?
Look at my wife and say, nah, I quit? The fuck out of here, man. I didn't come this far to come this far.
You know what
I'm saying?
That's what me and my daughter conversation was like. She was like, because I literally was about to just move back home and get me a regular 9 to 5, and my daughter was like, called me the next day after her birthday and was like, Dad, what are you doing? I said, I actually got an interview for a job and I'm about to be working. My friend's gonna let me stay here in the studio until I get back on my feet. She's like, no, you're not doing that. And I'm like, Kiera, I don't know what else to do. She said, you go figure it out. I believe in you, Dad. You're gonna make this happen because there's no way you're giving up now after we done got this far together. Yeah, there's no way there's no reason to turn around now. She said, we got to the end of this year, make it happen. You said the end of the year, we got the end of the year.
That's good because we still got to be realistic, right?
Yeah.
But I got to say, when it comes to the Power Slap rum, and I'll keep going back to that because you literally are the most viral sensation ever on the entire platform when it comes to slap.
Yeah.
That's not easy to do because it's the world picks and chooses and algorithms pick and choose, and you are everywhere, man. Can you talk about the process getting into like Power Slap and like how it worked and.
Well, I actually had a fight scheduled that I was supposed to be performing in California that got sabotaged and some weird stuff happened. But nevertheless, I had made a video, and I guess I think the producer, he was trying to get in contact with me. He said he'd been trying to get in contact with me for like the last 2 weeks. He said I was a tough guy to get a hold of, and I had just made a video telling my fans not to buy the pay-per-view. I won't be performing this week, and the world's greatest comeback is still on the way. Stay tuned. And then I clicked off, and next thing I know, I think like within that 24-hour period, I got a message at the bottom like, Reese, check your DMs. We've been trying to contact you ASAP. And I respond to everybody, even if I respond to the fake people, because I never know who is who and what might be what, you know. I'm optimistic like that, where I think greatness is going to happen at some point, you know. So that happened, and I contacted him back, and he was like, yeah. He said, have you ever heard of power slap or slap fighting? And I was like, well, actually I have. I actually just seen some of these videos. And I was like, I seen the videos of the foreign guys, the Russian guys, not even the slap fighting championship matches, just the stuff that was going on overseas with the big guys slapping each other. And I was like, man, I could see myself doing this. And then next thing I know, he's like, man, well, Dana White is starting a new sport, and we would love you to be a part of it. And I'm like, are you serious right now? I was like, dude, are you kidding me? I had to Google him. I had to make sure it wasn't fake, because I'm like, Dana White wants me on his show? I couldn't believe that, you know? And so they were like, dude, we think you'll be a great asset to it. I think we can actually beat all these guys on here. These guys are not real fighters, such and such, you know, whatever they got to tell you to get you to convince you that you should do this. You know, I was already sold when he said Dana White name. I was like, that's all you had to say was Dana White was going to be there, and you got me all day.
That's it.
So I was there.
So we spoke about, I would say an unfortunate but a fortunate clip that went viral, right?
Yep.
I mean, I would do an injustice to the fight junkies if I didn't bring it up. So I know you're my boy, and I hate to bring it up, but it's certainly something that is known. I'm trying to articulate this shit, man. Oh man, my encyclopedia's going. Let me find these fucking words. You went viral for a clip while holding a beer and having Nate Diaz almost try to come up on you, and you spilled your beer or whatever. Can you walk me through that night, man? Because we only see 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Nobody know. Like, what were you doing? Was that a fight? You were at the fights? Like,
well, I was with I was with my team Body Shop. AJ McKee and his dad was cornering Anthony Taylor at the time, who was fighting Chris Avila. If y'all don't know, Chris Avila is like Nate Diaz's butt buddy, boyfriend, best friend, cousin, slime, I don't know what you want to call them, but that's what they are. And they were fighting. So we were there at the weigh-ins. It all started at the weigh-ins. So I guess Nate and AJ and Anthony had some previous beef from a club, and Anthony got into it with them before. So it kind of spewed over into this situation with Anthony fighting Chris. So I'm there and I'm paying attention. So I get the heads up about what's going on. So I'm seeing, like, you know how the Nate Diaz guys roll. They roll at least 20 deep everywhere they go. It's only like 4 or 5 of us all together for real, and including a baby. And you can't count Mason, you know. So
and you're guilty by association.
Yeah, and you definitely. But where I'm from, you know, I'm from the street, so it's like I'm riding with you, bro. If we pull up together, bro, I'm riding with you. I don't care if it's 100 against 2. I'm gonna die with you right now, bro.
Facts.
And that's just that type of person I always been. And anybody know me know I'm like that.
Same.
I'm front line all day, you know. So if we're not gonna look weak if I'm with you, you know, because I'm tearing shit up.
Yeah,
so,
I'm gonna get one of you.
I'm getting more than one. I'm tearing shit up, dog. So I'm watching the whole Nate Diaz army when Anthony get on the stage and Chris, and I'm watching how they acted, and I'm like, damn. So I had peeped the first couple weigh-ins. I'm like, damn, everybody got to walk off the stage and go that way, and they got to go down, and they got to go over there and go behind the stage and do whatever they're doing. So I'm watching all that. When Nate and them get on stage, you see the whole Nate Diaz army on the ground walks up out of nowhere, and it's like 15 guys right here, and they're all trying to like get Anthony and AJ's attention, and they own some shit, bro. Like they own it. They really like, bro, we about to fuck these guys up as soon as they get off the stage. They barking like on site, yeah, doing all that talking shit. So I'm like, oh, they must think this is a game. So I'm like, all right, I know what I'm gonna do, because I know nobody knows who I am right now. I'm gonna go and be right on their side. I went right on behind enemy lines, snuck right up underneath them. And so when Chris and Nate walks off the stage, they literally walk right past me like this. I could have touched Nate like that if I wanted to. When he walked past me, I'm sizing him up and everything. I'm looking like, damn, this dude ain't even that damn big. I'm like, I could knock his ass the fuck out if I hit him one time. So they walk, Chris and them, they all walk, go behind the curtain. The Nate Diaz army stays there because AJ and them still are on the stage. So Nate and Chris goes behind the curtains. AJ and Anthony comes off the stage. They literally walk past me. We make eye contact. They don't, AJ go like that and let me know he sees me, and I'm letting him know, like, I'm right here. I got you. If anything go on, if anything about to jump off, we gonna be right here. Well, I'm right here. And then one of my other homeboys, Q, he was having stomach problems. He was having ulcers. He was struggling with ulcers. So he really was not somebody we could really rely on in that moment right now, So, but I know Q would have died for us. He wouldn't have cared. He would have pulled through. He would have found a way to make something shake. But so what happened? When Anthony and AJ gets off the stage and they walk past me, Nate and them must have been like standing right there by the curtain or whatever. So as soon as Nate sees AJ and them, he comes behind the curtain. He comes literally from behind the curtain and was like, yeah, bitch ass motherfuckers, I thought y'all said it was on site. Niggas, what's up? And I literally before he said what's up, I was right there like, nigga, what's up? And stepped right up in front of him. That nigga disappeared right behind the curtains. And that's why I think he did that to me, because I never really thought about it. I was just like, damn, that was random, But then I was like, damn, I made him disappear behind the curtains, and it was just like, if you see the footage from the weigh-in shit, all you see is me getting into it with Chris Avila and the whole Nate Diaz army. You don't see Nate nowhere. Then it's another clip of Nate behind the curtain, and I made him go back behind the curtain. I literally cut him off. I was right face to face with him, like, bro, so what the fuck you want to do then? I'm not gonna swing first or nothing, because I know the situation we in. I gotta let sure y'all gotta be the aggressors first if anything's going down. So and that's what I was waiting on. So long story short, we at the fights now. The next day, we at the fights. We were in the nosebleeds. We snuck down on the floor, me and Q, because they were the Nate Diaz. They were in the front row. Nate Diaz, Jake Shields, and whoever else they were with were all in the front row. We were sitting behind them. When Anthony came out, we snuck on the floor and we got in the extra seats that was behind them. So we were right there, like, basically, if they didn't even know, like, bro, I could have knocked y'all out so many different times that time, even at the fight, because right after Chris Avila and Anthony fought, Jake Shields and Nate Diaz is flicking up with all the fans, the YouTubers and all that stuff. They running up, all the kids running up on them. And it was like this real bizarre moment where I was like arms reach away from Nate Diaz, and he's like flicking up with these kids, and he's like this mugging, putting his gangster face on or whatever he think he's doing. And I'm looking at Q. I'm like, Q, I should knock his ass out right now, right? He like, nah, bro, AJ gonna be pissed if you do that. See, I'm the type of guy, I don't act on, if I'm on my own accord, I wouldn't even have asked him. I would have just did it. But I'm not on my own accord.
Yeah, you're on your buddy's time.
Yeah, I'm out here with them. They got me out here for them. So I'm not gonna do what Reese would really do in this situation, because I'm trying to be respectful. So he like, yeah, Reese, don't do that, man. I was like, all right, bet. I didn't do nothing. They walked past us. They didn't recognize us at the time. And then I think when AJ and Anthony, we were all about to meet up now, right after the fight. So now everybody's walking around. We trying to meet up with them. They got Nate and the whole Nate Diaz army getting followed around with security and police and shit. So we literally, before that situation happened, we literally had passed each other like this. We were like right there, and I was the last guy in the back, and I was about to fight them. But the guy, Ashton's dad, he's a boxer. I don't know if you know Ashton H2O. He's a big time boxer right now. He's a young up and coming boxer. I think he signed with Jake Paul or whatever. But Ivan, his dad, was behind me, and he was like, please, Reese, don't, because I stopped, and I was about to take off on their ass. I'm like, they kept talking shit, like, oh, I thought it was on site, and I'm like, y'all really don't know what the fuck that even means for real, like, bro, like, I don't even do this talking shit, bro, like, we can really get it cracking right now, and I'm like, and Ivan's begging me, like, please, bro, don't do it, and I'm like, man, he's like, don't do it, bro. So it was like this set of chairs that was in front of me, and I just, out of frustration, because I got to do something now. Because I feel like I'm getting my whole card. I feel like they pulling my card, bro. I'm getting hold. Even the people I'm with, I'm like, dog, I don't go out like this, bro. So I kick these chairs. It's like 6 chairs, and I just kick all of them. They all folded up, and everybody looking like, what the fuck is going on? And so then now AJ's pissed because he's the Bellator champion at the time, and we didn't have a proper place to sit. We didn't have a sitting area for us. They said they were going to have a spot for us. They didn't have a spot for us. And the spot that they ended up finding, AJ was not happy with it. Mazadov was on the other side of the ring, front row with his people, and Nate Diaz and them were front row with their people. So it was like nowhere really to sit. at that point, as far as like celebrity status type shit. So we were in the back, in that little where you seen where Nate walked past, and so I think at that moment is when Nate kind of like really like it resonated with him who I was, because he seen AJ. When he walked through, he locked eyes with AJ first, and AJ him looking, but he knows that's Antonio McKee's son. He can't fucking do nothing to AJ, like the cop situation. So I think out of that frustration, knowing he can't really do anything to AJ, he tries me. And he sees me, and I'm standing there with the beer in my hand, but I had literally just bought the beer, and I forgot that the beer was in my hand because it got intense. It was one of them fucking intense moments where you locking eyes with a nigga and you like, damn, this nigga not looking away and I ain't looking away either. So what the fuck you want to do? You know, and it was one of them moments, and I guess he felt like I was a bitch or something in that situation. So he thought that he was going to attempt to swing on me, but what did Nate Diaz do in his last 3 altercations with people? He slapped the guy, he punched the guy, and he choked the guy out. So me thinking that he was going to punch me, I'm not wrong for thinking that, because I was really ready to react to fight. And if you pay attention to my emotion in the video, I was trying to fight him. The police grabbed me and they were trying to arrest me in that situation, knowing that he just provoked me and I didn't have a right to defend myself in that situation or something.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how that situation in my mind really played out.
That's a lot that we didn't know.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that there was, prior beef the day before. As someone,
I'll show you this clip later.
Yeah,
but
from the outside in, all everybody saw was you standing with the beer, and then Diaz, making a pass at you, and then you, like anybody would do, you reacted in your beer.
And a lot of people was like, I see a lot of people like, oh, he was talking shit to Nate. You shouldn't have even been talking shit. And I'm just like, people are so weird. They just say anything and not know anything about the situation. And I've never been that type of person to be able to speak on something that I don't know nothing about or I'm not a part of.
Yeah, it's the internet, man.
But it's the internet. It's undefeated. So it's just like.
So was there any beef before that? Because
not with me.
I got to give a shout out to they're legends in the game. Oh yeah,
man. For sure. Man,
I'm a big fan of Nate.
Man, look, I was a big fan.
You're my boy, but I got to. I've been following them for a long time. Coming from the Bay Area, I got to give them their flowers. They've done so much. I'd love to see you guys, do it at the very least a jiu-jitsu match or
something.
I
need something, because at this point I feel like I need my respect back. Because if I don't want to do some street shit to you, because I know I'm gonna run into you again.
Yeah, we're old with kids.
Yeah, but at this point, I'm at that point in my career where I could literally see you and beat your ass, and it's gonna do good. It's not no such thing as good or bad in this situation for me. It's either gonna make or not break anything I got going on. Because we either gonna get something professional set up, and you're gonna give me my respect in the ring, and I beat it out of you. Because at this point, like I said, I used to be big fans of both the Diaz's brothers, because they portrayed to be, they were the only closest thing to street in the UFC you could see. Like Tyron Woodley was a choir boy. He fucking collegiate wrestler, D1. Kamaru Usman, D1. These guys are college. Y'all got parents, families. Like, y'all not really hardcore Americans.
I made some content about guys acting like, all right, everybody wants to be loved by the fans. You know what I mean? But the best way to do that is to just be yourself. You know what I mean? And I've seen some champions and some people try to be more street or hood or put on a different persona.
And that's not them.
No, and you can see it comes off like crazy fake.
Yeah, and it's
you know what I mean?
And what it does is so disrespectful to guys that's like me that really done fought tooth and nail to get in the situation to try to like make a negative into a positive. And it's like you guys are y'all adopted a lifestyle that you've never been a part of, let alone you can't even be in this situation for real. And it's not a situation to brag about or be like, I'm proud of. I'm not proud that I came from shit. I'm not proud that I've never been picked first and nothing, that I've never had a praise or had anybody tell me good job. That's not nothing to be proud of, bro. So it's just like it made me different in a different way. And that's what I think people should understand, that and not try to adopt that, because it's disrespectful to the struggle.
Yeah.
Because anybody that's struggling, it's not something to be
boasting and happy about.
Like it's not nothing to be bragging and boasting about, bro, because going through struggles and obstacles and hard times in life is not something to be glorified. What's to be glorified is you overcoming and beating the odds and not becoming a statistic or a number, because once I told Marvin, once I was able to realize that, damn, I was put inside of something that was a game and I was strategically attacked it by the system, it's my job still to win the game because I'm still in the game.
Yeah.
I got to win, right? So whether I let my emotions destroy me or I put that shit aside and I shoot for something bigger than I can ever imagine.
Yeah, it blows my mind when people say wild shit just to be heard and they try to play on emotions and like they don't understand real pain. You know, I've told people before, I've seen Mike Tyson, right? You look at Mike Tyson and there's a lot of clips of him tearing up. And every time he tears up, I get it, man.
Man, what?
I tear up a lot. I've been through so much, man. So much. I've lived 25 lifetimes. And I'm proud of the person and the man that I am today because I've seen it. I can give back. I can be a better friend, a better husband, a better father because there's so much loss and so many things I've learned and examples. But fuck, man, when I see that man tear up,
you know where you're coming from.
I know where he's coming from.
I do too. That's why I think I have a newfound respect for Mike because I'm young, so I watched I ain't gonna say I watched the rise and fall. I seen Tyson at his top. You know what I mean? As far as like when I say I seen that, like being a kid in juvenile, watching ESPN, watching him become the champion, watching him go to prison, watching him get out of prison, watching him go through bankruptcy and them having the helicopters flying all over his house and he's losing everything. You know what I'm saying? To where
now he's doing good.
Now he's something completely different. Like watching that change in Mike Tyson, I was like, dog. I was like, man, that inspired me to like shoot for something more. I'm like, I could be something better.
Bro, as you know, when you're in the shit, I tell people, like when you're really going through it, there's no light, man.
No.
You can think like, man, I wish I could get to that point. But for instance, like I'm going on 5 years sober as of July, right, from opiates, and there was a point when I was living in that camper trailer by myself, couldn't see my children, had some things hanging over my head, you know, that I was real worried about. I never at that point thought, damn, I'm gonna be in Las Vegas hosting a fight show, remarried with a beautiful, healthy daughter. I never. It was just pain. It was pain. It was pain.
It was consuming you.
And it took over my soul. But that's the beauty of going through it and coming out the other end. That right there and that struggle is why when I see people come on podcasts just like this, and they're trying to pull this fucking emotion out of themselves to get some views, and they're trying to like talk about their struggle, but they went home and had dinner every night with mommy, you know, I'm like, fuck, man.
Why you got to pretend, bro? Just tell people the truth. You know,
just be you.
Just
like,
be you. I respect you and love you more for you. I never, like, I never been a jealous or envious person of anybody. You know, I always been one of them people I just always admired other people having the shit I never had, you know. But this type of like, and it's weird that I can say that because a lot of people, me coming from where I come from and been through the shit I've been through, it makes you a bitter, angry, hateful person, you know. And for a while, I was like that as a kid, and I'm glad I went through all that shit as a kid because as an adult, I'm not dealing with none of those emotions, you know. It's just like, I don't acknowledge it. It's not real to me anymore, you know, because what's real is what the time we have here in the present right now. And that's what I'm in control of. And understanding and knowing that is how I move forward every single day.
You have to. But I think it's so important to remember those struggles. Man, my senior year of high school, I was dropped out already. I was going to have a kid at the time. I lived in a 14-foot camper that was abandoned in the woods that we cleaned up, and I had no water for a year. And I wasn't even allowed. My dad got remarried, and I wasn't allowed out on the property. He was sick from 9/11, and he was getting like kind of brainwashed by his ex. And I remember like asking $5 for a bagel, and he just like laughed at me and got in his car. I was like, "You're a dirtbag," and rightfully so. I was a pretty troubled kid, you know, but I'm gonna be the best person I can now. So I've had people tell me now, and I think we get deeper than just fight stuff because we're friends. I have people reach out to me and they go that know like that I've been divorced a couple times. I've been to Iraq. I went through addiction. I've been locked up. I've been through all this shit, losing kids, and they say, "Bobby, how are you still so fucking positive, man?" and I tell them, if I let this shit win, then I let everybody else who doubted me win.
Man.
My ex who called me a junkie and that I'd never make anything and said that I was this, and this. They all fucking win.
I can't let that happen.
I can't
have
You know, and I laugh now. I say I am a junkie. You know, I've said it before. I'm the host of Fight Junkies.
Yeah.
But we go back to being a fucking man. How can I let everything that I've been through, a lot of it, I take ownership. A lot of the shit that I've been through was my own fault.
Yeah.
Addiction, my anger, a lot of the decisions I made as a young man, it was my fault. You know, a lot of the pain. And I think I wrote something once. I said it's hard for people to get through the hard times in pain when they only find themselves to blame for the reasons that their lives have changed. When you're looking in the mirror and that motherfucker is the reason you're in this position, it's so hard to get out of that hole. But I refuse to fail. I refuse to let the stress and all this bullshit take away from my little girl. I already had a little girl taken from me who misses daddy right now. And God damn it, I'm going to be ready when you come, baby girl. I'm going to be at top of that mountain in that big ass house. Here's your room. Here, what do you want to do?
Whatever you want to do.
Whatever. But I'm going to fail everybody around me if I continue to make the same mistakes. So fuck that, dude.
Fuck that.
And that's why you're here. Like, dude, you're still dreaming. And I want to get into that shit. As bad as that clip might have been for you, I think it was great because Power Slap came kind of after that.
Right after
you went viral with Nate Diaz, and then bam, you're into Power Slap. Where do you stand right now in your career with fighting, with Power Slap? Are you like a free agent? Are you like waiting for somebody to fall out and Dana calls you and we need you to come in and smack the shit out of somebody tomorrow? How does that work?
Hey, that's crazy because I really kind of thought like one of these matches, something like that is going to happen and they're going to probably call me. But yeah, I'm pretty much a free agent at this point, man, because I never really was signed to Power Slap even when I was on Power Slap. I figured it was just one of them contention things. As long as I do good and I keep performing, that I would be able to keep getting welcome back. You know, my last performance, they didn't like too much. So they were like, we're not having you come back. But quiet as kept. I know what I did, and Dana White, I didn't make him too happy in that situation, which I wasn't happy with how I got played, you know, because not that I was just told that I was going to be a champion, but I actually rightfully beat Isael, and I got robbed, you know, and that was an issue for me. So, and I couldn't, and the type of person I am, I got to be me at all times, you know, especially after that Nate Diaz situation. I was a promise I made to myself I would never let nobody else be the reason why I don't be myself, you know. So whatever I believe and whatever I feel like I need to stand on, that's what I'm gonna stand on in that moment. And then in that moment with the first pay-per-view for Power Slap, I felt like I needed to do what I did, you know. And it wasn't that I was flinching because I was scared of Travis or any of that. No, it was to let them know they don't run me. They're not in control of me. Y'all not gonna have me out here embarrassing myself and getting knocked out on national TV, and you got people in my DMs talking crazy. Y'all giving people a false sense of confidence, and then I rightfully should have won just off the second slap. He wasn't even there, you know. But that's neither here nor there. So my reaction was, I'm not gonna let Travis slap me. So yeah, I turned my cheek on purpose. You know, I wasn't scared of Travis. No, I was not worried about him knocking me out. It was the principle of, especially after I watched them allow Jules to get knocked out by Robert Trujillo. Robert, my boy. All these guys are my boys, but a spade is a spade. I'm just one of the people, I believe in the truth and honesty, you know. And when I seen my boy Jules get knocked out by Robert, I was like, there's no way. And then they didn't call the pivot. They didn't call him picking up his feet or anything like that. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to let Travis slap me. No, bro, that's not what we're doing here. And that's the conversation I had with myself. And I was literally the second match, and I went out there, and that was my reaction to, like, hey, I should have been the champion. I should have been fighting John Davis for the belt. I beat Isael rightfully, and y'all had Isael performing, but I felt like that was just a shot at me for me saying some things that I said about the belt. I wasn't glorifying the belt like everybody else, you know. This is Dana. I didn't understand at that time how important Power Slap was to Dana White. You get what I'm saying? So if I would have understood it, that I wouldn't have said the things I said.
You would have played chess a little differently.
Yeah, I would have played chess differently. You know, I would have played it a lot differently because I didn't understand that we're not just the product. You know, we're the building blocks of something that's going to be bigger than that, and that sometimes it's not about your emotions and how you feel. Yeah. And sometimes when you make emotional decisions, it'll cost you.
Well, I think you did the right thing that night with the Diaz thing.
Yeah. Because
me, 10 years ago, I would have thrown down right there and got in trouble. I would have been looked at differently. I think it just showed the growth of you as a man, as a father, as an athlete, to not, jump into that bait. Can you tell us, like, as a fan, like, there's obviously, you just said a whole bunch of shit that we don't really get to hear or see, but can you walk us through, like, walking up to the platform to smack the shit out of a grown man and get smacked as well? Because there's a different thing in your mind, I would say, when it comes to walking to the octagon, because you're trained, you can grab somebody, there's grappling.
There's so much other aspects.
What is going through your mind what's going through your mind when they call your name and you're walking out to the power slap platform?
Before I even walk out, man, it's this thing. I haven't even done this in a while, man. But when I started power slap, it was like something that triggered back that I used to do when I first started fighting, and it was like it gives me, and it like literally gives me like that drive, and that's where I got that dog in me came from, because I was literally in the back and I had flashbacks of like the shit I've been through, being a juvenile, being in foster care, and just beating people up in my neighborhood, just all the fights and shit that I've been through and all the shit I overcame. And it was just like, bro, I got this dog in me, dog. You don't even know, bro. So it's like instantly I was just on fire, bro, mentally. And I was just like, I'm not going, and it's just like, if this is it, if this is the test, I'm ready to pass this bitch with flying colors, dog. I'm built for this shit, dog, for real, for real. So that's like literally, like most people, when you, as a fighter, you go through a lot of like self-doubts and questioning, but this is slapping, this is power slap, so this was different. It's a different type of animal, dog, where it's like we giving the people instant gratification and ain't no build up in this shit. It's like straight raw sex, like pornos, there ain't no foreplay in this shit. It's just straight getting to it, bro. So I was like, man, I'm like, dog, I know, and me knowing that, bro, I'm just like, dog, there's what you gonna do? You gonna have to knock me out. And it's inevitable, because like, especially when the first time I seen the first power slap match, I was like, I had already swallowed the pill, like, dog, at some point, anybody can get knocked out, bro. This is not no, like, no, you just everybody's eating slaps, bro. Somebody gonna sit you down somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but I really would like to talk to Isael, because watching his last match, I've never seen nobody get knocked out standing up and able to shake that shit off and still perform. Yeah. Like, he got something else going on inside. Maybe he don't realize it, but nobody recovers from knockouts like that, bro. Like, you get knocked out, you fall. I've never seen somebody get knocked out 2 times in a power slap match and not hit the canvas, bro. So it's big ups to Isael on that for sure. You got my attention with that, because I'm like, damn, he doing something different,
So there's rounds, there's 3 rounds, and they can go out up to 5 for the championship?
Championship is 5. Slap fighting championship is literally slap until somebody quit. Okay,
so the regular undercard match, like a 3-5-minute round in UFC, a regular power slap match is... How many times are you guys getting? And here's something that I want to hit on, and I'm going to look right at the goddamn camera, because I get a lot of people in my DMs saying, oh, power slap's bad for the brain. Have you ever watched boxing? Have you ever watched boxing?
What about football?
Let's go fucking 30 minutes and get punched in the goddamn head 500 times. That's fine. That's sanctioned. Oh, yeah, that's great.
No brain damage from that.
No brain damage at all.
Don't worry about the people that die every so often.
Yeah, get down 10 seconds, get back up, get knocked down, shut the fuck up.
The only thing
power slaps like 10 slaps.
The only thing that's going to hurt you in power slap is your pride, when you got to see yourself pick yourself up off the canvas, or if you don't pick yourself up, that's the only thing that's detrimental to a person, I would say. I wouldn't think, well, getting knocked out is not good at all, but...
No, there's definitely risks.
It's definitely...
But when people want to tell me that power slap has more potential to give brain damage than other sports,
I don't think so.
Boxing, I want to throw you in front of traffic.
Because you got to think, you're not... As soon as you get... Say if it's 3 matches in power slap, right? If you get knocked out in the first one, you're not getting slapped no more.
Yeah, that's it.
The fight is over. So
it's not get back up. You got 5 more rounds.
Like boxing, if you get dropped, conversely, if you get dropped in boxing, they count to 10, which means you probably really was knocked out and they should have stopped the fight already.
Facts.
But for whatever reason, they let you keep going. They seen you drunk, wobbling all over the ring. But
that would be a TKO in an MMA octagon.
Oh, yeah. And if you get slapped and knocked down in power slap, and you're wobbly and I call it the drunk syndrome. They make you do the first sobriety test and they be like, hey, touch your nose, walk forward, come back.
Oh, the roadside Olympics?
Yeah, they make you do all that shit. Then yeah, you like, all right, this guy is not ready to fucking get slapped again.
Yeah.
And if they would have did that to Asael, they didn't do that in our match. If they would have did that to him in our match, I would have won just off of that alone.
So if you got a call back, you'd go?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go for sure.
Have you looked into Bellator or PFL or
Nah, because
Cage Warriors?
Because I'm such a free agent, and because I'm a free agent, and the way I have approached my career, I'm pretty much my own manager as well. So you got to talk to me directly about anything. I don't have a team of people behind the scenes working on shit, getting me fights or anything. So and the way and just even my last negotiation I just had with a promoter that really went well. I felt like was it went my way because I'm able to call the shots the way I want to. Not that I want to keep doing that, but I don't want to be paying somebody 20% of my money if you are not really caring about me.
Yeah, you have your best interest.
Yeah, you got to have my best interest in what I got going on. You can't just be booking me fights and booking, not even just fights, because I want to do more than just fighting, bro. I done did bare knuckle, I done done boxing, I done did movies already. I'm trying to do everything, bro. You know, I want to do everything. I don't want to close the door and just be like, oh, I'm just a combat sport athlete. No, I want to do some motivational speaking. I want to do some give back. I want to get out here and really shake shit up and change the game.
What do you think you do? How can I say it? What does Reese need to do to build your brand the most? Is it it's just getting out there and scrapping?
Man,
is it?
I think the best thing I could do is.
Because you got a lot to give, bro.
Yeah, I just gotta network with the right people. I think networking is key right now because that's the only thing I can think. If I could just network and just be able to find somebody that can put me in position with the who's, you know, that wants to at least hear me out for a second, have a conversation with me and see like, hey, if I'm somebody you really willing to work with, if I got something that I can bring to your company or I can help y'all grow. Because if I can do what I just did for Power Slap and that little bit of time and go viral and on multiple different platforms, like it's people that's sharing my video. I can't even get 1 million views on anything that I post, but it's people that I've seen on their accounts that had 1,200 followers get their first 1 million viral views off my video. I seen a guy that got 500,000 followers and he does content all the time, and I'm the only person. I'm his first M.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about just one M. He got multiple. He got 45 million views on his page. I'm the first viral sensation. Yeah, you got 20,000, 100K here, but I got 45 million views on your page. Somebody owe me 10%.
Let's go.
All these millions of views, 40. Somebody else just sent me another video clip and it had 54 million views. I'm like, where's my money at?
Have you thought about contacting anybody overseas that has like slap competitions that are lucrative? You know what I mean? Because they're gonna know who the fuck you are.
I don't know anybody. I don't know who to contact.
We should do that. We'll dive into some organizations that are out there. Like even in Russia, I'll go to Russia with you, bro.
I'm ready to go.
Let's go.
I'm ready to
Germany.
go
I speak fluent German.
Oh, that's dope.
We'll go over there and talk some shit.
And I heard the women love chocolate, so.
Bro, don't even get me started on that. My best friend's a black man.
Yeah.
Joseph Shannonhouse, shout out, stats on retired Shannonhouse. Yeah. I was in Germany and Iraq with this guy. I've never seen. Well, I can't say Shannonhouse. I know he got hit on a lot, but he's married, he's loyal. But I had a lot of my friends that we were all privates back in Germany.
Yeah.
Black dudes from Baltimore, Jersey. I mean, we would go to the club. And by the time I was like getting the drinks and walking back,
they were already bagging
like,
shit.
We're out, bro. I was like, God damn.
Yo, that quick. Shit.
Yeah, the German girls love an American black man.
Quick.
Yeah, bro. Facts.
The fish is biting tonight.
You know, since you're a real dude and you're my buddy, I talked to Sharp from No Jumper.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he videoed me and we spoke a few weeks ago about Izzy.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people stay away from the racial topics, but with you already know what it is.
Yeah.
What did you think of Israel's octagon face-to-face with Duplessis? When he kind of went a little hood on him for a minute.
He went gangster on him, right?
Because I've heard both sides. I've heard that like it may be, you know, like if we get some like old Karen that is like yelling at some black children in a pool, do you live here? It makes the whole white community look bad.
Yeah.
Because they're her racist ass.
Right.
You know, and I've had people say like, no, that was the first time we saw Izzy get mad and he was just being who he was. And I agree with that.
You know why Izzy was mad though? Because Duplessis
was on some shit.
No, he's letting him know like, dog, you not even African, bro.
Yeah,
You're not really from Africa. You adopting some shit. And
well, my question is, because I've had people say that, like I was saying with the Karens and these people, that it could set back his platform as a young black champion, as an African champion, that they wanted him to hold himself to a higher standard.
Yeah.
I didn't think so. I mean, you could see it a little bit, maybe like. But what is your, as an athlete, as a pro fighter, seeing someone that has that big platform? What did you think about that? Like, what did Reese think about that?
Izzy has never portrayed himself to be like that ever. Besides, so when I seen him do that, it wasn't a disdain taste in my mouth, but it just was like, damn, that's not really Izzy, So it's like, you can be like that if you want to. You have a right to do that, You can pull that card if you want to, but like on some real shit, bro, you really was kind of like out of pocket because Duplessis was just holding you accountable for not being a South African, So it's like you didn't have to say the N-word or any of that to make your point or prove a point. You could have just like, bro, get your bitch ass up in here and I'm gonna show you who the real South African is, or something like that. I guess it's not what you say or what you do, it's how you do it. The delivery is everything, So I don't have any distaste for Izzy for that situation. I was more confused about the painting the fingernails and shit like that. That kind of like backed me up from Izzy. I was like, all right, the Holocaust humping thing, I kind of was like, that was borderline. He was pushing it, but then he painted his nails, and I was just like, you know what? All right, it is what it is.
Yeah, and I just wanted to ask you that because I've had I've been asked by some of my friends what I thought about it, and I was like, same thing. I just never saw. I went to barber school in Houston, and then lived in Beaumont, Texas, and grew up in Jersey, and went to New York,
all the real places.
Went to high school in Queens. I've seen some real street motherfuckers that I wouldn't want to get on their bad side.
Not at all.
And that was the first time I saw Izzy like
act like that, right?
Come out and be a little
been
gangster.
Like that. Yeah, he was like a little gangster for 30 seconds.
That was the first time I think he was actually pissed. I think we got to see the real Izzy.
Yeah, we got to see the real
He wanted
Izzy.
to really smack the shit out of that dude. And I get it.
Now, you know who really is really like that and that you wouldn't think he's like that because he doesn't show people he's like that? My boy Kevin Holland, Big Mouth.
Kevin Holland.
He's really like that.
I could see.
Kevin just likes to portray that he's very proper, but
because he's grown.
Yeah, he's grown. But
he doesn't want to. He's past that, man. I know a lot of people. When I meet people for the first time, granted, I'm a white boy. I grew up, with a dad that was a cop. Like I'm nowhere near hood, but people don't know that if they don't know me.
Yeah, they don't know.
They look at me and like they think I just got out of San Quentin or some shit. This fucking white dude with a bald head. Like, damn, selling Trump hats out of your trunk, bro? Fuck. And then I start speaking, and they're like, "Oh, he's polite, he's educated, he's a gentleman." You know
something.
And I'm like, "No, I'm just manipulating you." I tell my wife that. It took me 3 years.
Man, right?
Gotcha.
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 You ain't going nowhere now.
Slid in those DMs. She's gonna out me once because she still has the first message. I think I said like I don't want to sound weird, but like you're super hot or some weird shit.
Some real corny. Trying to get yourself in the door,
dude. And she blew me off. We met once. I went to her job at the pizzeria. And,
how did you meet her?
I guess we had a mutual friend on Facebook. When I was going,
how did you get the personal interaction?
I went to California to get away from all the toxic bullshit going through the custody crap. And I felt like I was like on the verge of relapsing or getting into some shit. So I moved to California because my older brother lives out there to just have some accountability. And I was living in that little camper in Vallejo, California. It's pretty hood, in a RV park in Vallejo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody looked like me there. It was bad.
It was bad.
And I remember seeing her come up as like a mutual or some shit on Facebook. And I was like, God, California, look at this hot ass chick. And then I slid in her DMs, said that funny shit. I'll have her show it.
Show me.
I got to get it put up here. I got to out myself. But then I went, she was like, yeah, I'm at work. And I work at a pizzeria and I'm from Jersey. I'm like, pizza?
Man, I need to taste that.
I need some pizza.
Right.
Fuck yeah, I need to taste that.
Did y'all got some good pie in there or what?
Yeah. So I went over and I met her and she was working. You know what I'm saying? So then I was like, I'm out. And then she was like in a relationship on and off. And then I dated a girl, whatever. But we stayed friends for like 3 years before we ever like dated. So we had a lot of that shit built up inside of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and then that was it. It was I think I knew once I met her. I think the first time
going down.
Yeah. As soon as I saw her, I was like,
you know what's so funny, man?
She's mine.
It's crazy because like that's why I don't really try to talk to girls on social media, because social media is easy for them to not talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they talk to who they want to talk to, but like,
she blew me off, bro.
My personal interactions with females, like if I was that, like any female I tried to slide in their DMs, I know if I was able to hang out with them and get them on a personal one-on-one level, I know I would have my way. You know?
Yeah, because you're a cool dude. You're a gentleman.
Yeah, complete gentleman.
I'm a master manipulator. Yeah, no, and now she's my wife. We got a little girl. Everything works out, man.
That's great.
So I'm glad we're here, because I want to, and we don't talk about some of the, like, the agendas, but I want to get you out there, man. I want to get you on some more podcasts. I mean, you just met Marvin. Marvin's an old school Jewish man from the Bronx in his, 80s. He likes you.
You know what's so funny though? Like, when I seen him, I looked at him. I do this weird thing, man. It's just like, I think it's just like a thing I just learned over life, man. It's just like I could just see certain shit in people, man. And it's like he was, when he said the Reese, what did he say? Like, what's your name? Reese? And it was so funny. What really got my attention when I asked him his name, and we were already talking about. I'm like, man, I don't even know his name. What's his name? So I asked him his name. He said, "What's your name?"
Yeah.
I said, okay, I got you. I said, my name Reese Archer. He said, Reese, like Reese peanut butter cups. I said, oh yeah, I like him already.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, he's a real dude. That's how I feel about John. John is me at my peak.
Yeah.
John's me in 15 years.
Yeah.
with some more money and well-rounded and more cool, calm, and collected. So anybody that I meet, if I meet them through John, I know they're good, because John doesn't fuck around at all.
He don't,
and he's gonna tell you to your face right away.
Yeah, he don't mind.
Yeah, so if Big Bro is cool with somebody, I'm automatically good with them. Like, there's no questions asked, because he ain't fucking with nobody.
No,
man.
he's not.
And he's got unlimited people that want to fuck with him. So he's got to really
pick and choose,
pick through. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got going on right now? I know I just hit up Marcus Deegan, the Conor McGregor doppelganger. Marcus, this is my guy right here. You need an opponent. You need a boxing opponent, bro. He's right here. He's ready. He's in shape.
I'm ready, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah, we're gonna send him this clip.
Let's do it. I'm with it.
Anything else you want to shout out, man? I really appreciate you coming on, dude.
No, well, I'm actually working on trying to start some motivational speaking things. I'm working with this this king of Africa, man. He's like the king of 17 different countries, 3 different kingdoms. His name is what's the king name? He told me his African name, but I can't pronounce it right now. And his name is Henry. No, that's McHenry. It's Frederick McHenry. That's his name, his American name. But his African name, he's a very big person out here. Like that, we're going to be doing some things together and going on a motivation speaking tour. He wants me to like headline it and be the face of it. We're calling it the Wake 'em Up tour.
In Vegas?
No, we're going to be doing them at various different places. I think he got the venues he wants to have set up, and he just wants me to headline it.
Bro.
And he's like, because what I did, he said, I'm still not understanding what that video has done for a lot of people. But from when he's telling me, a lot of people was inspired. They were like, dude, that you can see, certain people see a different version of that video. Certain people see like, oh, this guy is crazy. And then some people see like, damn, this guy's been through some shit. And he got some restraint, because you see that I'm clearly angry. You see that I'm holding back. And to be able to channel that and control that energy is important, and for people to be able to see that and know that we all have choices that we have to make, and understanding how to make the right choice is important. And I tell that to my daughter all the time, understanding that you have multiple options. You don't have to always take the first one. You can take a time, breathe, think, and allow something to come to you. It's okay.
Yeah. I wish I knew that shit 15 years ago.
Man, what? me too.
I'd be retiring from the Army in 2 years.
I would have never been so emotional as a kid. I would probably play football and play with my dog, but those are all things that are not happening anymore. So.
No, those aren't happening. But what is happening is the last few minutes of the show, I want to ask you about some of the upcoming fights and who you got.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to start with some celebrity boxing shit, and then we'll get into the pay-per-view coming up.
Okay.
Dylan Dennis is going to face off with Logan Paul in a boxing ring. Who you got?
You think he's going to actually show up and be there?
I do. He's got Conor behind him this time. Conor's pushing real hard, training him.
If Conor's pushing, then he's going to show up. He actually will show up and be there then.
And he's going hard.
Yeah?
With the promo, like he got served a cease and desist letter from an attorney on Logan Paul's side because he posted like a clip of
some personal shit.
Yeah.
Oh, he and they asked it.
His girl, like, and everybody she's ever dated, like a slideshow.
Oh, wowzers.
And they just got engaged, you know? Yeah, he's going hard.
He's going to war, then. They cooking.
That's what he said.
That's what I'm talking about.
But you're talking about the Paul brothers. Like, they go hard, too.
Yeah, they go hard, too. But it's so crazy to have somebody like Dylan Dennis that don't have any real credibility from what the social media thinks that he's doing that, you know?
Bro,
so
he's going in.
He's going
and then
like
everything he does, Connor's retweeting. And
that's making it worse.
Yeah. So if they do get in there, who do you got?
Paul. I got Logan.
Yeah.
Only because I've seen how Logan actually fought against Mayweather. I haven't actually really seen Dennis. Have anybody actually even seen Dylan Dennis fight? You know, Anthony, my boy, I ain't gonna say my boy, but he is my boy, Anthony Taylor. He punched Dylan Dennis. That's the guy that fought Chris Avila, and I guess they were all in some celebrity boxing situation and
in a parking lot.
In the parking lot, you seen the video that went viral? And
he got him hard.
He said, "Don't you turn your back on me." When somebody says that, you probably should pay attention to him. You know, give him a little attention. At least walk backwards when you keeping your eyes on him. He just thought he was irrelevant or something. Dude, Anthony literally told you to keep your eyes on me, bro. Don't turn your back on me. And that's serious when a man tell you, don't turn your back on me. I would instantly get on guard. I wouldn't even I would have been like, huh?
Yeah.
I'd have been on point. You know, certain things you should be on point for. And if somebody say don't turn your back on me, I mean, you should definitely be looking.
Yeah, I want to say that we haven't seen Dylan fight in a long time. It's due to some injuries. I do believe a lot of people forget that Dylan Dennis is a son of a bitch and like legends in the jiu-jitsu world. But how does that translate to boxing?
That don't.
He did say that he isn't posting a lot because he wants Logan to think he's like a Ben Askren, that he's not prepared. He's just going to come in there with no hands. But I'm going to go with Logan, too. Logan's just a
beast, bro.
He's a big boy,
bro. Big, bro. He's big and he's long. And if he can catch you with one of them wild-ass hooks that he throws, Dylan might go to sleep.
Yeah.
We might actually see a knockout. If we don't see a knockout, we're going to definitely see a massacre. I don't see Logan losing. No, I don't see Logan losing because even when he fought against Mayweather, like I said, he did actually better than I think he's a better boxer than Jake, actually, you know, because for him to be able to get in the ring with Mayweather and actually throw straight punches and put his combinations together, I'm like, okay, I was impressed. I haven't seen Jake do that yet.
No. So, all right, we both got Logan. KSI is facing off of Tommy Fury. That's actually the headline. Jake? So the headliner for that card is Tommy Fury, who beat Jake, fighting KSI, and below them is Dylan Dennis and Logan.
Now, have KSI actually fought real fighters or anybody that's actually trained fighting?
I don't think.
Because I know he's winning. He hasn't lost yet.
I think the only one who has is Jake with Tommy.
And
he lost.
And then, all right, I would have to take Tommy then. Even though Tommy fucking been fighting tomato cans, he fucking sucked, dude. Tommy is not good at all, bro. But if you lose him, you should quit fighting, bro. You should not try to fight again. So
I think it's hard for him because of his brother being the best heavyweight of all time.
But bro, if you got a big brother like Tyson Fury and you're Tommy Fury, and
his manager,
they literally tell you, bro, you're getting cut out the family if you lose. Bro, that's a different type of. You got to fight for something different. You're not fighting for money. The money don't even matter at that point.
No,
you can't go home if you lose, bro. Like that's some hood shit, bro. Like that's street shit. You can't come home if you lose. I used to tell my little brother that. Don't come in here talking about you done got beat up. You shouldn't even been down there without me. What is you talking about? Don't come in here running from nobody either.
Yeah, the stakes have changed.
Yeah, the stakes have definitely changed at this point. When we go outside, it's different.
Two more for you. This one's real important.
Okay.
Especially if you see somebody wearing a mask inside of their car. Fucking hates that shit. Big pay-per-view this weekend, facing off in Boston. Sugar Sean O'Malley is going to step in the octagon against Aljamain Sterling. Who do you got, Sugar Sean or Aljo?
Oh, wowzers. That's a tough one for me because I really don't like neither one of them guys.
I look at it as it's either going to be a quick knockout on the feet, Sean, or he's going to get choked the hell out.
You think Sean could knock out Aljamain for real?
I think standing, he's definitely. I mean, it's no question that he's the striker versus the wrestler.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think Aljamain got him on both levels. To me, I'm not impressed with Sugar Shane's striking at all, bro. I think he's been like I was at his fight where he should have lost. What fight was that? Who did he fight and they gave him the dub, dog?
Peter Yan?
Yeah, bro. And I was just like, dog, he lost, bro. And then to glorify, but I guess that makes up for when he think he actually won that one fight. So I don't know how that weighs itself out or whatever, but I would take Aljamain. I'm taking Aljamain Sterling because Aljamain is a lot bigger than people realize.
He's a big boy.
And he's really strong and he's very good at what he does. You know, I haven't seen him knock anybody out yet, but I think he could probably knock out Sugar. You know, for real, for real. I don't think Sugar is really laying like that. He fights with his hands down. He's a showboater. He thinks he's better than what he really is. Oh, those are all issues, you know, that will come out and get exposed when you're in the cage by yourself.
Yeah. I mean, Corey Sandhagen is I believe, a little more well-rounded mixed martial artist than Sugar Sean. And he got choked out in under a minute by Aljo.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I was a betting man, I would have to go with Aljo for sure.
First round submission.
I'm definitely, on the Sugar Sean
train.
Yeah.
But bro ain't got no ground game. So he's going to get balled up, bro.
Yeah.
He's going to get balled up. If he's not strong enough to keep Aljamain off him in the first round, he will get submitted in the first round.
Gotcha.
Because he's not strong. Bro's a twig, so. Aljamain,
have you been watching, Bradley Martin? The bodybuilder, Raw Talk.
Yeah.
He's always with the Nelk Boys and Steve will do. I've been following him since 2013. He was one of the biggest fitness influencers at the time ever. He was kind of set the standard for it.
For the platform, right?
Yeah. He's been going on and asking every fighter that he has on his show, do you think you could beat me up?
Man, I seen that. And I was looking at him like, bro, why are you asking people that because you think you got muscles? That don't mean shit.
You and I are the same size.
Yeah.
I know goddamn well you're going to kick me in the liver, and
Bro,
I'm going to want to fucking get in my car and leave.
I would hurt that guy. I seen him ask, he asked Devin Haney, and then he asked somebody.
Brendan Schaub.
Yeah. And
Brendan Schaub. Look, I'm a big Brendan Schaub fan. I went to the Wise Guys Comedy Club. Sean Merriman was in here. He was just on The Fighter and the Kid. I would love to get on The Fighter and the Kid. I've been following him a long time. That's a big boy. He knocked out Mirko Cro Cop. He fought in the top 10 heavyweight division in the UFC.
For real?
Yeah, he walks around. He's like 6'4", 260.
Schaub is 6'4"?
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Damn, I always see him sitting down, so I never seen him standing up. I didn't know he was that big.
Big as fuck.
Damn.
And he was almost basically made the NFL and then went into fighting. So for Bradley to say, he said, the question is, can I beat you? And then Brendan's like, is that really the question? Is that the question?
I don't think that's
and shout out to both of them. I'm a big fan of both of those guys. But do you think it's disrespectful for people to have pro fighters on and then say, do you think you can? That's like telling a dentist, you think I can do this cavity better than you? Fucking stupid.
I would have to ask a question with him. What would make you think that you would stand a chance?
Because he can deadlift 600 pounds?
That don't mean anything. What does that mean?
He thinks that he's just going to grab you and smash you onto the earth.
Even if you did grab me, that wouldn't work. What do you think would happen if you grab me? You think the fight would be over because you grabbed me? Bro, you're going to get tired. You big as fuck. You got 30 seconds, 60 seconds. We train for what, 5 minutes at a time, 10-minute rounds? Bro, you're going to burn out.
So any big dude that's not a pro fighter.
Bro, I'm banking on you to gas out, bro, and I'm going to kick your fucking ass for 20 minutes, bro.
Getting a dog coming out, firing you up.
I'm going to let you burn yourself out, show you how the muscles ain't shit and it don't work. I'm going to let you grab me and do all that shit you think you're going to do. And then when you're done and you're like, I'm tired, I quit, I'm going to whoop your ass. And I'm not going to stop. And I'm going to stop when I'm ready. That's what will happen.
So that's what you say to all the big muscle guys?
I say that, and to me, he's a pedestrian. Just because you go to the gym and you lift weights, bro, you don't do anything, bro. You're a pedestrian.
Yeah.
At this point, compared to me and you, I'm dangerous for anybody that don't train.
Me too. I got a Beretta next to me.
Yeah, bro.
And a knife.
I'm the guy you have to shoot. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to stop. Especially when I pull that card out, bro, I got to go. So it's it's not going to stop. And then I'm definitely not going to stop because I knocked you out in no street situation or anything like that.
So do you think it's rude to be asking these fighters? Or it's just, I know why he's doing it. He doesn't do it for any bad intentions.
No, I don't.
But he knows it's getting the click. ESPN MMA reposted that shit,
Like I said, my thing, I don't think it's rude, but it's just I would just, my challenge is I would have to ask a question with a question. I wouldn't be able to answer that question without asking first, why would you think that you would stand a chance against even the sorriest MMA fighter?
Yeah.
You don't train. You don't know nothing, bro.
You know what reminds me of that? Someone who's never fought asking a pro fighter if they can win in a street fight. Daniel Cormier thinking that he can beat me in golf. I'm calling you out again, DC. I know you saw it. You commented. You told me I was running. The Contender Series is here. There's fight nights in Vegas. I know it's 111 goddamn degrees. So,
no, it's cool
champ, you may not want to be out there sweating. I absolutely suck at golf, by the way.
Oh,
I just want to meet the champ.
I was gonna say, is he good?
But DC, Fight Junkies, let's get you on the podcast, and then we'll go play some golf, and we'll talk some shit with the boys. We'll drink a Happy Dad. Do you play golf?
I play putt-putt. And I would like to go to Top Golf just to see how far I can drive, but I've never actually had the opportunity to actually play the game.
I'll take you. So we got to wrap it up, and I want to give a big shout out to my new producer Amber. She's the brains behind this entire thing.
What's up, Amber?
She's killing it.
Very awesome.
Keeping my squirrel brain in check. I'm gonna put her in the bio right after this. So if you have any questions and I don't answer for whatever, just hit up Amber. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming to Fight Junkie,
Man,
bro.
thank you for having me on, bro. I appreciate it, man. For real, it's a blessing.
Yeah, we'll have to do it again for sure. We'll do. I want to do those fight companions.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow Fight Junkies. Let's go.
And follow Game Changer.
MMA, baby.
Let's do it.